very important one. We are actually flying to Dubai from Sri Lanka. Do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, for sure. So thank you to Farveez, Mr. Farveez Maharoof, who will join us. And I think that's an incredible story to think about, right? Of course, being a sportsman, being a Wesleyite, we're extremely proud of him. But at the same time, he has gone through a journey to get there. And speaking to him, I'm sure he would have a lot of advice to give our youngsters on, how to think about the future, especially coming from a sports background. We have a lot of Sri Lankans who have done amazing work as sportsmen, but then you come to a country like UAE, does it really matter?
Exactly.
Again, who knows about the clubs that you played for, and
it becomes a thing of past.
Exactly. Now you have to, in your mind, you have to overcome that. You have to realize that yes, you are an amazing athlete, but now you are in a different environment. The need is different. The requirements are different.
The needs
are different. The needs are different. So Farveez will come through and give us some of his challenges. He's also transitioned from being, a sportsman to a commentator, but also an entrepreneur, because sustenance. You have to think about sustainability. At the end of the day, you still need to be financially viable to live in society. So I think that will be really nice, and I'm hoping that Farveez will touch upon some of the challenging times. We all know about his cricket. He's an amazing cricketer, played for Delhi Daredevils and all this. Represented our country, also played in IPL. But more than the cricket, what I would like to know is about, there are injuries for sportsmen. How did you come out of that? How did you mentally prepare yourself to get through that hard time? Because not playing would have been exceptionally hard for him, and as a sportsman. So, we were not playing, because sportsmen played basketball during school, wasn't the greatest at that time. But of course, for a pro athlete, how do they come through? And that's what I really want to touch upon. And I'm sure Farveez would really share and
because like you said, like for a professional athlete, like they rely on their body a lot because essentially they're getting paid for that. That is their job, and it's like us losing our job because we don't know how to do one particular thing. The only thing you know to do, not the only thing you know to do, but the only thing you know to do at the time, right? Because in your head you know that my body was built for this, and this is what I'm destined to do for the moment.
At the end of the day, also realizing that's reality. And again, I keep repeating myself on this point, but I think being honest to yourself is key. We all live sometimes in bubbles and clouds, but you have to think about reality. Reality is that tomorrow you might lose your job. Reality is that tomorrow you might hurt yourself and maybe be paralyzed. Do you have touch wood, man? But no, that's reality.
Yeah, it is.
And do you have the means to survive? Have you put your family in a position to survive? And that's reality. And not to be negative in any way.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I don't want to sound
being a dark cloud.
Yeah, exactly. No, absolutely not. You have to be positive about things. But
you're right.
Be realistic.
We have to think of these things, because end of the day, again, we are doing all of this for the ones we love.
Absolutely.
Right? We are doing everything what we do because if you think like we don't even need a job, we can just survive and wither away, right? But we do whatever we're doing to leave a legacy behind. We do something to leave something behind for our family so that they are okay.
Correct.
Even if it's the mom, the dad, both of them, they survive. They do this thing to keep someone happy. More than themselves sometimes.
I think if you only think about yourself, then that's just being selfish. And at the end of the day,
that's the definition of just living and withering away.
Correct.
No offense to anyone who's like living by themselves, but we're just saying.
And it's a hard one, but it is reality. And you have to think about. So that's another driving force behind Blueprint for me personally. I just feel that if I am able to have one Sri Lankan, change their mind to think futuristic, to think about change, just imagine the domino effect that it can take. They might get a better job. They might be able to send more money to Sri Lanka. They might be able to help more of their family than what they are already doing. I know a lot of the guys and girls here, who live off almost nothing. They spend most of their money back home to Sri Lanka, right? Just by changing their mind, if we are able to help at least one person, that would be a job done for me. And that is key for why I do Blueprint and why my team is working through this process. We all volunteering. We don't get a cent from any of this.
We don't.
If
you think we do, we don't.
We don't get anything. It's just our time and our hard work.
Yeah.
But it's because we know that if we can help one person, I think my team will be exceptionally happy. At the end of the day, we are expatriates.
Yeah.
We have a ticking time. There's a clock.
We're here for a reason.
We're here for a reason, but there is a timeline.
Yeah.
And we are not gonna be here forever.
We can't.
So we can't. So how do you best use that time? And yes, you don't want to be that person who's just living away. You want to be that person who is also thinking, okay, what's next? How do I be better for tomorrow, rather than just thinking about today? And yeah, that's the whole point of Blueprint. I welcome everyone to join. And reality is not many people understand what we are doing at the moment. Again, I'm hoping that this session kind of opens up their minds. And again, I'm being completely honest that Blueprint is not going to give you all the answers. It's just going to be a platform for you to think about. Think about these really hard topics that no one wants to bring up in a dinner table.